So let's understand now what are nucleosides, because on the last page the term was nucleotide. Now I am mentioning the word nucleoside. There is a S present here instead of T. So what is nucleoside? Nucleoside is this intermediate, or you can say the component which is smaller to the nucleotide. Why? Because we learned that nucleotides are made up of ribose sugar, made up of nitrogen bases, as well as the phosphoric acid. So what is nucleoside? When the pentose sugar or the ribose sugar or deoxyribose sugar, when joins with any of the nitrogen bases, there are 5 bases, any one of these, it will give rise to nucleoside. So nucleosides are formed with the help of bond between, now please pay attention here, the first position carbon of the ribose sugar will either develop a glycosidic bond with the first position nitrogen in the case of pyrimidine, or the 9th position nitrogen in the case of purine. So these positions or the bond formation involving positions are fixed, so you have to remember this. Whenever a ribose sugar with its first position carbon forms a glycosidic bond with the first position nitrogen of pyrimidine, or the 9th position nitrogen of the purine, this bond formation is called N-glycosidic bond, because this bond does not involve the normal carbohydrate bonds. This involves nitrogen's participation. That's why it is called as N-glycosidic bond. So the bond formed is between C, N and C. That's why it is called as N-glycosidic bond. Now this bond formation will cause formation of a nucleoside. So I hope this is clear to you how nucleoside develop. So remember, nucleoside will have only 2 participants, but nucleotide will have 3 participants. So we learned one major difference between nucleoside and nucleotide is that nucleosides are formed by condensation reaction. Remember, loss of water will be in this process also. So condensation reaction takes place between the pentose sugar and the nitrogen base, and in the case of nucleotide, condensation process takes place between pentose sugar, nitrogen base, as well as phosphoric acid. So in this case, 1 molecule of water is lost. In that case, 2 molecules of water are going to be lost. Remember, because there is a base present here, this will be slightly basic in nature, and in the case of the nucleotide, because phosphoric acid has a strong effect on it, so it is slightly acidic in nature. Nucleosides will give rise to nucleotide formation, and nucleotide will give rise to nucleic acid formation. So these are major and easiest differences between nucleotide and nucleoside. Now let's understand how do you name the various nucleosides. So from here starts the topic. How do you name ribonucleosides? And please be clear with these points, because this will help you a lot in the genetics unit of your 12th class. So because this whole is again coming up in details in 12th class, and teachers won't have time to repeat again, so understand nicely in the 11th itself. Now what are ribonucleosides nomenclature? So when a ribose sugar joins with adenine, so it's the same thing again. When a ribose sugar, so there is a OH present here, remember, in second position. When a ribose sugar joins with a adenine. So when an adenine join, it will form a bond, N-glycosidic bond, between first carbon and the 9th position nitrogen. So the bond will form, and finally the ribose and adenine join together to give rise to adenosine or adenosine. In the same manner, ribose sugar joins with the guanine, again first position carbon and the 9th position nitrogen. When these 2 things join together with the help of N-glycosidic bond, it will give rise to adenosine or adenosine. Now next one, when ribose sugar joins with cytosine, so cytosine bond formation would be of this type. First position carbon and the first position nitrogen, when they develop a bond, that is the N-glycosidic bond, then it will give rise to cytidine. And in the same manner, when ribose joins with uracil, because if you remember, thymine is not present in the RNA. When I say ribonucleoside, I'm talking about RNA. So ribose sugar joins with the uracil to give rise to uridine. Now, how do you remember? Whenever there is a pyrimidine nitrogen base involved, the ending of the nucleoside is with osine. What will you write at the end? Osine and osine. And whenever it is a purine type of, sorry, I think I spoke opposite. When a purine type of nitrogen base is there, in the ribonucleoside formation, then you will always end the ribonucleoside name with osine. So osine will be mentioned there. And whenever a pyrimidine is present to form a ribonucleoside, the ending is going to be iodine. So these are some of the things which you have to always remember, because this help you to remember the nomenclature nicely. So ribonucleosides are of 4 types, and they are adenosine, guanosine, cytidine and uridine. I hope this is clear. Now parallel to this we have deoxyribonucleosides. So how do you okay, one more thing, how do you represent them in symbols? A, G, C and U. So same symbol, just like the case of the nitrogen bases we use. Now when it comes to deoxyribonucleosides, how are they named? So a deoxyribose is going to join with adenine, a deoxyribose is going to join with the guanine, or a deoxyribose joins to the cytosine, or deoxyribose joins to the thymine. Remember, there is no uracil in the case of DNA, because we are talking about deoxy word is used for DNA. So now the nomenclature will be what? Deoxyadenosine. Here it was adenosine, now it is called deoxyadenosine. Similarly, deoxyguanosine, deoxycytidine, deoxythymidine or thymidine. So please remember, osine or osine and iodine or iodine, they are these words which have to follow the names. I hope this is clear. And the symbols used are DA, small d and capital A, small d and capital G, small d and capital C, small d and small b.